Let's queer up health. Federal judge temporarily blocks Kentucky's ban on hormone treatments as gender-affirming care. Kentucky's full ban on gender-affirming healthcare for transgender kids was set to go into effect at midnight on Thursday, but a federal court issued a temporary block just hours before it happened. Although advocates are happy with the court order to currently block the ban, they still worry about what could happen if the block is lifted. They argue the ban will have tough impacts on trans kids who currently receive treatment in Kentucky. They will no longer be able to receive that level of health care in the state. Rebecca Blankenship, a trans woman who is fighting against the ban, says that although LGBTQ plus advocates worry about increased suicides as a potential result of Kentucky's ban, the trans community is resilient. While some are relieved by this block, some are not. Attorney General Daniel Cameron calls the federal court's action on the ban a misguided decision that tramples the right of the General Assembly to make public policy for the Commonwealth. He mentions Senate Bill 150 and says it is a common sense law that protects Kentucky children from unnecessary medical experimentation with powerful drugs and hormone treatments. Cameron says, and I quote, "I will always fight the radical idea that risky drugs and life-altering surgical mutilations should be tools to put confused children on an inevitable path towards a life of gender dysphoria," end quote. I just don't like this guy at all. I'm sorry, like he works very hard overnight to try to please the white supremacist Republican Party. So him along with Clarence Thomas are the worst of the cattle.
For sure. And I'm still unclear about why a man with a law degree from the University of Louisville, no less, thinks he's in a position to make decisions about the medical well-being of others. I mean, if there's one bright spot, and there is one, and that Cameron is now under investigation for potential impropriety regarding his campaign. So that's good.
A little shit.
Shut him up a little.
Here's the thing. Children know they're LGBTQ.
Yeah.
I knew it. I can't speak for anybody else at the table, but I certainly knew it.
I knew.
I did not. I did not. I did not have a word for it, and the word thrown at me was pejorative.
Yeah.
But you know, when it comes to Republicans, the cruelty is the point. We keep seeing it over and over again.
I genuinely just don't understand why people just don't want to just live their lives and, you know, this power and money. It just, I get it, but why can't you just let people be who they want to be?
You know, we had the, you know, the gay agenda at the top. You know, here's the real gay agenda. We want to be left the F alone.
Right.
Period. End of statement.
People don't know, like, trans healthcare is healthcare. It's backed by all the the entire scientific community, all of the organizations. So any crack doctor or any lunatic politician that tells you otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about.
Right.
I mean, especially when all the leading medical organizations are saying we support the trans community and we support these procedures. I don't know what makes Daniel Cameron qualified to judge anybody or anybody's choices.
Well said.
I mean,
well said. And
he really just needs a pick. So if he's listening, I would hope he finds one at CVS.
You heard?
And I feel like these people who come at us really strong, like they're trying to cover something up. Like, why do you care so much? What are you know, what's the underlining? Are you gay?
No, he'll probably find him at Ramrod.
Slammers.
I mean, the level of understanding of trans healthcare is just so fun. I mean, it's so basic. Like, you would get like a more sophisticated analysis from like an episode of South Park or something. Like, I mean, it's just so bizarre. Like how, like, you know, like these dangerous drugs and like they're going into like back room. Like,
He doesn't know
he has no idea what he's talking about.
I read something recently in Nazi Germany prior to World War II. There was actually a lot of research into into transgender, and it all got burned. And you know, it's like
the burning of the library and
all the books.
Yeah, it's you know, and I have to wonder how much got lost, that we could be that much further ahead, but you know, for misguided people who insisted on jamming their morality down our throats.
Won't somebody think of the children?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
I'll never forget this Handmaid's Tale episode. I love that show so much. And I'll never forget this episode where they were having like a flashback before things got bad. And one of the characters said, you know, like, they can't put us back in the closet. And so much of what is happening today feels so true to that statement.
Very eerie.
And it just doesn't make any sense to me.
We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show, brought to you from Happening Out Television Network. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ+ community. We educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching us on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the story going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.